Hello, friends. Welcome back. Today's March 24th, 2025. And yes, it is late in the morning. It's about, almost 11 o'clock here in California. And I am hanging out in my backyard today. It's a beautiful spring day. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. And also, apparently, one of my neighbors has some chickens and roosters and stuff, so you'll hear that. And children at play. Today is a first line day, and as I was looking at this chart, there's some interesting things that I was noticing. So we have this activation here, which was interesting to me because this is 17 is in Mercury. This is what we're going to be talking about with a theme of openness, right? This whole channel here is the channel of acceptance, a design of an organizational being. It's a channel that I do not have defined, but when I notice people who have this defined, they are organized in a way that I absolutely admire. And so we've got this here in the sun. This is what is exalted today in the sun, personality sun, in the Mercury. And it's something in Mars, which is, you know, energy that is immature, that is developing, right? So we're maybe developing some kind of organization around something that's going to be expressed here in the throat, which is also Mars. So lots of immature and developing energy in the way we express our organization, maybe, of something. So I thought that was interesting. And also, we're still continuing on with our, energy of 36 here, which is also something that that's going to be in our environment. They'll be witnessing in our environment, or maybe there'll some people in our environment with this energy of stepping into experiences that, well, there's this theme of justice, right? The inevitable survival of right, the correctness of crisis when it arises out of pure feelings, or the sorrow of cynicism that comes with seeing that despite the correctness of the feelings, there is always crisis, right? So that's we get to be witnessing to, and we might notice themes of that here, but here it's in Saturn. And it's this line of support. And Saturn is something that comes into effect when you are not following your personal law, right? So you might have some natural consequences here, that can support you in the experience that will help you to expand, Jupiter, expand. In your expression, right? And help you to grow. This is a theme of hunger, the insatiable appetite for progress, right? And it's in Jupiter. So it could be a beautiful thing. The drive lessens with aid, change for change's sake. The drive for progress that will ultimately step on toes and lead to recrimination, right? So there's a lot of potentiality in how that can show up in your life. It can be very emotional as you step into experiences that bring up emotion and cause you to progress and expand. And expansion, like I've said before, isn't necessarily something that is always so pleasant. Like, it's a beautiful sounding thing, but the expansion itself can be very painful, especially when you're bringing in the highs and lows of an emotional wave that you just aren't used to. If you have this undefined, you're taking in this energy and you're amplifying it and distorting it, right? And that can be a very painful thing. It causes you to be afraid of intimacy and like reaching out for help when you may need it. So maybe you're suffering alone. trying to get your thoughts organized and your expressions organized, and being hampered by your emotions. Your mind getting overtaking and creating stories that you're certain about, that you express out to the world too soon and immaturely, right? Or you're just witnessing this in the world around you. So yeah, I thought that was kind of some interesting things going on here, especially if all of these things are areas where you're not normally defined in your own chart. And that's why we look at this stuff. And so what did I pull today? The cards. Oh, there's something else I wanted to mention too, because the moon currently is in gate 60. And this is a gate of limitation. The acceptance of limitation is the first step in transcendence. So this could be helpful. This could be very helpful, or not. Where are we? The moon moves pretty fast, so we're almost done with this. This line is kind of moving on to the next thing, and it's in line 6. So no, it's going to be in gate 64 for a little bit, like maybe another, hour and a half or so before it moves on, because I think the moon moves backwards. And so let's take a look at hexagram 52, which is mountain, keeping still. I have this in my chart. And this can be a good help, because in keeping still, you really get to peruse your environment. You really get to peruse, what's going on inside and outside, and make a better assessment, I think, if you have more information in that sense, in terms of, organizing, in terms of not jumping to emotional conclusions, waiting for emotional clarity, right? And so we have a changing line here at the 3rd and 9. And so let's see what all of that is about. The image of this hexagram is the mountain, the youngest son of heaven and earth. The male principle is at the top because it strives upward by nature. The female principle is below, since the direction of its movement is downward. Thus there is rest, because the movement has come to its normal end. In its application to man, the hexagram turns upon the problem of achieving a quiet heart. It is very difficult to bring quiet to the heart. While Buddhism strives for rest through an ebbing away of all movement in nirvana, the Book of Changes holds that rest is merely a state of polarity that always posits movement as its complement. Possibly the words of the text embody directions for the practice of yoga. Keeping still. Keeping his back still so that he no longer feels his body. He goes into his courtyard and does not see his people. No blame. No blame. It is what it is. It's mechanics. There's no blame. True quiet means keeping still when the time has come to keep still, and going forward when the time has come to go forward. That's great, because in every experience, at the end of the experience, you do need a moment. Many people need a moment to integrate the experience. A moment for integration before you move on to the next. I think that's an important lesson that the channel of transitoriness can absolutely teach us. Okay, where was I? I got distracted. In this way, rest and movement are in agreement with the demands of the time, and thus there is light in life. The hexagram signifies the end and the beginning of all movement. The back is named because in the back are located all the nerve fibers that mediate movement. And the movement of these spinal nerves is brought to a standstill. The ego, with its restlessness, disappears, as it were. When a man has thus become calm, he may turn to the outside world. He no longer sees in it the struggle and tumult of individual beings, and therefore he has the true peace of mind which is needed for understanding the great laws of the universe and for acting in harmony with them. Whoever acts from these deep levels makes no mistakes. Here the image is mountains standing close together, the image of keeping still. Thus, the superior man does not permit his thoughts to go beyond his situation. The heart thinks constantly. This cannot be changed. But the movement of the heart, some people say the heart is like the second brain. That is, a man's thoughts should restrict themselves to the immediate situation. All thinking that goes beyond this only makes the heart soar. Soar as in, like a little bit painful, not soar as in fly. It's an interesting word there. So 9 in the third place, which is what we got, means keeping his hips still, making his sacrum stiff. Dangerous. The heart suffocates. This refers to enforced quiet. The restless heart is to be subdued by forcible means. But fire, when it is smothered, changes into acrid smoke that suffocates as it spreads. Therefore, in exercises, in meditation and concentration, one ought not to try to force results. Rather, calmness must develop naturally out of a state of inner composure. If one tries to induce calmness by means of artificial rigidity, meditation will lead to very unwholesome results. Yeah, where I live, it's near a executive airport, so you can hear the planes going by. And we had an air show because I also live rather near an Air Force base. All right, so White Light Oracle. What she got for us today? Telepathy of Terra Mater, Mother Earth. The pathway of your spiritual fulfillment and the sacred manifestation of your purpose is not necessarily logical and will evolve organically. The skillful and unpredictable workings of the Earth Mother are supporting your soul journey unconditionally. This will be in 2 parts. I guess got an alarm going through. Following up on inspired ideas and allowing for unexpected shifts in direction are integral in the manifestation of your soul purpose. Commitment to an idea that feels good to your heart, even if it seems improbable or unattainable, it will manifest successfully. Earth Mother, or Terra Mater in Latin, or Mother Earth in my household, is so much more than a physical being. She's also a goddess of great spiritual development, not to mention creative pizzazz. As a masterful practitioner of artful evolution, she creates butterflies from caterpillars, massive oak trees from marvelously odd little acorns, and a radiant soul from the flesh of a human infused with the eternal spirit. Her mind-bending skill and the miraculous magic of evolutionary manifestation can be relied upon to evoke far greater sublime beauty and rapturous delight than even the most inspired human imagination can conjure. As a sacred feminine being, she knows how to nurture the essence of all beings into fulfillment. She knows what your soul is divinely intended to become and what you need to meet your destiny. She has the resources and wisdom to support each soul in such a way that there is benefit for all beings. This is the applied genius of ecosystem intelligence. It is the antithesis of the lone wolf mentality of the ego, and the heartwarming, spiritually empowering reality that none of us is in this alone. Let's move this over to the shade. Less bright on my eyes. We can learn to feel held in this unity consciousness, understanding that we have our own special role in the greater scheme of things. This will likely involve a process of healing past wounds of abandonment, neglect, and betrayal. Such healing allows us to gently cleanse the heart and settle into life with more trust and peace. We will understand that as we fulfill our heart, we are contributing toward the fulfillment of all hearts. We will recognize at a deep, intuitive, cellular level that our soul fulfillment is never just about us as individuals. Whenever there is a genuine spiritual win, every being benefits. Egos may not like it. They may feel jealous or denied and will likely whinge and whine and perhaps try to undermine your spiritual progress by labeling your work as selfish or deluded or irrelevant. That is what egos do. That is what the mind does. Those are the mind stories. Best to note it, have compassion for it, and then ignore it and get on with your sacred task. The Oracle of Telepathy of Terra Mater comes to you with the guidance that Earth Mother knows your spiritual destiny and how to help you fulfill your life purpose. Because, of course, that is why you are here in a body. She is on the side of your soul, of all souls, actually. Because whilst egos may be at war with souls, the soul is always on the same side, that of love, evolution, and enlightenment. The ways of Terra Mater are the ways of the divine feminine creatrix. She knows how to shape your life path to avoid pitfalls and provide you with all you need to know and experience so you are prepared for your next steps. She consistently nurtures the soul through the most improbable evolutionary leaps. One only has to contemplate the existence of a butterfly and how it becomes as such to know that logic and the predictable are not often her creative markers. She prefers the astonishing over the rational. What does this mean? Don't let your intellect stifle your... And this is what happens when you have it later in the day, is all the different things. Okay. Don't let your intellect stifle your imagination. Trust in the inspired idea, unconventional guidance, and heart-honoring intuitions that occur to you. Earth Mother will heal your soul and speak to your heart through the telepathic transmitter of your body. Earth Mother will heal your soul and speak to your heart through the telepathic transmitter of your body. Take time to tune in to your body and to her guiding genius. The healing process. If practical, you can complete this process in nature. You could also make an offering by respectfully gathering treasured items such as a leaf or flower, crystal, feather, scented woods, and resins, and create a medicine bundle. Become aware of your breath flowing in and out. Drop into your connection with the natural realm of our Earth Mother by grounding your awareness at your feet. You may sense the natural energy exchange that flows between the soles of your feet and the Earth's energy field. Become present. Imagine your feet can feel, hear, sense, and receive the sacred transmissions of the Earth Goddess. Let those transmissions rise up your legs and travel to your heart, along your arms and out through your hands. In response to this, you may allow your body to make spontaneous movements to sound, to meditate, to dance, to express from an authentic place without interpreting or analyzing. Let those transmissions continue to rise up to your throat, where they can whirl in a sacred vortex of blue light, integrating into your system. That blue swirling light moves inwardly to bring you blessings and radiate outwardly to support the opening of your soul voice. Allow your awareness to naturally settle at your feet again. Feel, imagine, or intend to communicate love and gratitude to the Earth Mother from your heart through the soles of your feet. Sense the sacred bond between you and the earth. There is a constantly flowing exchange of healing and communication between you. Let go of what you have thought or demanded or expected or feared. Instead, be in this embodied communion with your mother now. She loves you, and she knows best. Rest, play, and express here for as long as feels good. You have completed your healing process. Telepathy of Terra Mater. Okay. Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. And today we got card 23, Kindred Spirits. Spirit companions, guides, and comfort. You can see she is sitting here with her spirit guide who is looking up and offering her guidance and comfort. As human beings, we are sometimes very aware of what seems to be our aloneness. We are surrounded so often by crowds of people, yet there is a deep and almost overwhelming yearning for true friendship and companionship. We yearn not simply to be around others, but to be seen and understood, cared for and communed with. So many of our interactions now lack that soulfulness, especially with the advent of, these screens and everything, and technology. And we sometimes yearn for the companionships that we know we are meant to be experiencing. This woman has felt this way too, and has taken herself away from the rush and the hurry and into the world of nature, where in the most liminal of spaces, perched on a fallen log, crossing a magical stream, she finds the stillness and the peace she has longed for. This really is in alignment with hexagram 52. Mountain, stillness. And within that, in between space, and the quiet, and the awareness that grows within those spaces, the beings of the world in between can come to her. She speaks there to a being who forms out of the energy around her, who arises from the streams and the air and the trees, and comes to share with her the comfort of spirit. Perhaps you too can take comfort from such places, to find a shelter beneath the willow tree, to find the flowering bower within the garden, to sink your feet into the earth between the roots of a great tree, and in that quietness and connection, speak. Tell the hidden worlds of all that troubles you, and wait for the voices that will come. And whisper their words of comfort. For you are loved, Earth Child, and in the stillness and the wild silence, their voices can finally be heard. Illumination. I have kinship and friendship beyond the world of the humans. Spirit loves me. And that is your messages for today, guys. Interesting, since I'll have to edit this together into 3 parts. And I hope you find this useful. If so, please be sure to subscribe, like, please comment, and follow, or whatever that is, wherever you're seeing this. Please do all of that. You can find me on YouTube. I'm posting this on Instagram. I'm putting links to this on Substack. And if you would like for me to do some power card pulls or throw the coins for you, please contact me. I do human design readings. I'm a student of human design, and I'm currently studying to become an analyst. And so I would love the practice of looking at your charts and telling you what the energy can do. Again, you can find me at, I'm on Instagram at Wild Wolf Mama and YouTube, Wild Wolf Mama. I also have a website which is under construction and will probably be under construction for quite a while. Until next time, love yourself.